right, guys, so I'm going to teach you the section today. Keep your notes handy with you. Tomorrow in class, since I won't be here, I'm just going to leave the assignment tomorrow for you to do in class. Okay? So you will not have homework tonight. You shouldn't have homework tomorrow night because you should just get it done in class. Okay? No? No. All right. So, guys, in this section, it's talking about Social Security and Medicare. We're like slowly getting into the parts of what's coming out of your paycheck. So we talked about how much you're going to make, but that's your gross pay. So then, you really have net pay. Taxes and all that stuff comes out of it. Okay, so we're going to start looking at that today. This little cartoon, I loved this. It says this guy Madoff is going down. He was paying off his old investors with money he got from the new ones. He's like, whoa, you can get busted for that? That's how Social Security works. The money that you're paying into it now is paying the salaries that people money get Social Security for people that are on Social Security now. So your money that you're paying is paying those people. So when you get to the point where you get to collect Social Security, then whoever's working then pays for you. That's the way that works. Thank you, Jessica. All right. So going through, I went ahead and printed yours to save time, so you always don't have to write all this down, but we'll kind of talk through piece by piece here for you. So Social Security, it's a benefits program available jointly through your employer and the United States government. Typically with Social Security, guys, you are paying into Social Security based on how much money you're making, but your employer also contributes so much on your behalf as well. It covers about 90% of all American jobs. So there's about 10% of jobs out there that do not do anything with Social Security. I fall into that category. I do not pay into Social Security as a teacher. When I retire, I don't get Social Security. I get State Teacher Retirement, STRS. So that's what I pay my money. Yeah, it's a lot better. So that's what I pay my money in as a teacher. It is a lot better. So teachers are part of that percentage. No? Off the top of my head, I don't know. I'd have to look that up. It was started by Franklin D. Roosevelt in 1935. Interesting to me. In my mind, I always thought it was around a lot longer than that, but it's only been around since 1935. Yeah. What's your question? Mm-hmm. Nope. The money that you're paying in now is paying somebody right now who's on Social Security and who's collecting it. So when you get old enough that you collect Social Security, the people working then will be paying for yours. Don't you love that? That's how that works. All right, and then it provides income for people after they retire, benefits to disabled workers, and if eligible worker dies, the benefits are paid to their surviving family members. So I don't know if you guys have ever been in a situation like that where a parent passes away who's getting Social Security, or a grandparent or whatever, and then the surviving spouse or whatever, then they get to claim their benefits as well. Okay, so that's how that works. All right, Social Security and Medicare. So when you work at a job covered by Social Security, you must pay FICA taxes. That goes back to when Roosevelt invented this. It's part of that organization. Both Social Security and Medicare fall under this category. Okay. All right, the taxes cover the cost of federal insurance programs. Medicare is the nation's largest health insurance program. So your Social Security is like paying, like once you retire, you get Social Security. That's like paying your salary for you. Medicare that you pay in for, that's your insurance after you're no longer working. Okay, so Social Security is kind of your finances, the money that you get, your paycheck. Medicare is the insurance that you have because you have to have health insurance. Okay, so that's kind of the difference there. All right, so how do we pay for Social Security and Medicare? The cost is split evenly between you and your employer. So you're paying into Social Security, they're also paying into Social Security on your behalf. For Social Security, a percentage of each worker's salary is taken out of each paycheck up to a set maximum amount. So like if you're making millions and millions of dollars, you pay only up to a certain point, and then you don't pay anymore. Okay, but if you fall below that line of whatever that maximum amount is, and that's what we're going to calculate a lot today, then you pay less than somebody who makes more. So it just kind of depends where you fall in your salary. Medicare tax is paid on all of your income, though. So if you're making millions of dollars, you're going to pay that all the way up as much as you pay. You're going to pay it on all of it. There's no maximum on that. And the money that you and your employer contribute to Social Security and Medicare is used to pay the current benefits, what I just told you guys, for someone else. So when you become eligible, somebody else who's working is paying for you. Noah? I think the problem is people are living longer than they used to because of better advances in technology and medical care and all of that. So you have more people that are on and like receiving Social Security compared to the amount of people working. Yeah. I don't know. It can't really dry it up because there's always people working and always people putting money towards it. So you might end up paying more or you'll be receiving less when you get to that point, depending on where it's at. No. Abby? I believe so. I believe so. But again, there's a maximum limit on Social Security. Medicare there isn't, but Social Security is a max limit. I wish. All right, so how do they keep track of how much that you pay? The government keeps records of the amount that you have paid to Social Security and Medicare under your Social Security number. Makes sense, right? Your Social Security number. Don't tell people that. There you go. All right, so your Social Security number, guys, hopefully you know what yours is. You should not tell people your number because that's identity theft. If I have your Social Security number, I can steal everything about you. Okay, I just need you guys to know this seriously, that you need to know that that number is your identity. Okay, if somebody steals your number, they can open credit cards in your name, they can charge things to you, they can mess with your credit scores, they can mess with everything. Okay? All right, so let's get into the math part. First couple examples should not be too terrible. So Ramiro got his first job in 2016, and that year Social Security tax was 6.2% of your income, up to $118,500. So in other words, if you're making money all the way up to, if you make $118,500 or less, every bit of your income is going to be taxed. If I make like $150,000 a year, then I'm not paying tax on anything over $118,500. Anything over that, I don't pay tax on. Okay? So Medicare tax was 1.45%. Medicare is paid on all of your income, no matter how much you make, no matter what. All right, so how much did he pay for Social Security and Medicare taxes? So if we go through here, let's do Social Security first. So he made $73,210. Is he over that max? No. So he's going to pay Social Security tax on all of it because he didn't go over. Okay, so he is under the max. We need to make sure we're always looking for that. Okay, if I make more than that maximum amount, then I don't have to pay it on all of it. Okay, but he's under, so he's going to pay it on all of his. So he's paying 6.2%, so 0.062 times 73,210. So how much money did he pay in Social Security? $4.53. Try again. No, that's a comma in the 73,000. Not a decimal. This is for the year. Yeah, this is for the year. So, guys, I want to get through all of this. The last two examples we're going to do is where we're going to struggle. So let's kind of hold all the backstories for today so we can make sure we get through all this. All right, so there's your Social Security. And then what about Medicare? Yep, Medicare is 1.45%, so 0.0145. And then we're going to multiply it by his total also, so 73,210. Yeah, unfortunately, they don't like subtract off, well, you gave this much, so we'll use that new, no, it's your total all the way through. Yeah. If I wanted the combined answer, yes, I could have. Right, so then here, $1,061.55. So take a look at that. For the year, over $5,500 of my hard-earned money is gone. Right? Right. That, I mean, but on the other hand, when you retire someday and you still want a paycheck to live on, you're going to get money that somebody else is paying in at that time. Okay? So, no. No. Okay. No, the part where I just said, let's hold all personal stories for right now? Okay. No. All right. So, example 2. In 1988, Social Security tax was 7.51% to the maximum income of only $45,000. Why is it so low back then? You didn't make as much back then. Poor dying. Obviously, back in the day, you know, like things used to cost pennies. Now they cost a lot more than that. Okay. All right. If Grace earned $51,211 in 1988, how much Social Security did she pay? Is her income above the max or below the max? She's above. So Social Security, though, she only has to pay up to $45,000. That's the max. So the fact that she made that much, does she pay it on all of it? No, she's only going to pay it on how much of it? $45,000. The maximum that they can charge you on is the $45,000 that was set forth for the 1988 Social Security. So she's going to pay the 7.51% of the $45,000. The fact that she made more than that, she doesn't get charged Social Security on the amount over the $45,000. Good. Okay, so you always have to pay attention. Is she above the max or below the max? You don't want to overcharge her. Okay. Questions so far? Example 3. In 1964, the Social Security and Medicare rate combined was 5.08%, up to $15,700 earned. We're talking back in the 60s, so they made a lot less money back then. 10 years later, the percent had increased to 6.01%, and the maximum taxable income had increased to $17,000. If a person earned $30,000 in 64 and $30,000 in 74, what was the difference in the Social Security and Medicare taxes paid? So what do I have to do first? Yeah, let's do 1964, and we'll do 1974. Okay, so they're making $30,000. Is that above or below the max? It's above. So are they going to get taxed on all $30,000? No. In 1964, they could only be taxed on how much? $15,700. And in 1964, it was 5.08%. So in 1964, you would have gotten charged $797.56. 1974, how much could we be taxed then? 17,000. It's over. So you always have to look at those maximums. But in 1974, they changed it to 6.01%. Yep. Yeah, I gotcha. Yep. But the question asked, what was the difference? Yep, subtract them. You got it. We subtracted this one minus that one. Yep, we just subtracted. You made a lot less money, though, too. Minimum wage was a lot lower. All right. Example 4 is not terrible. 5 and 6 are the ones that are the most confusing. All right, so example 4. In 2008, the government took out 6.2% of earnings for Social Security to a maximum amount of $102,000. For Medicare, 1.45% of earnings was paid. How much money would someone have to have earned in 2008 so that their payments into Medicare were equal to the same payments as Social Security? Round to the nearest dollar. So I want to know when they're equal to each other, right? What's the most you could be charged? What's your maximum amount of your 102,000? Okay. So for here, the 66.2% of the 102,000. That's the most I could possibly be charged for Social Security, right? So let's figure that out. 0.062 times 102,000. All right, that's the first thing I need to figure out. What's the maximum they could have charged me? So that'd be $6,324. And I want to know, when is that number, the maximum they could have charged me, when is that equal to the Medicare? Not multiply it. Because I want to know, when is this equal? Well, I know Medicare is 1.45%. That should be a 0. Of whatever that amount would be. Okay, so I want to know, when does Social Security, here's Social Security on this side, when does that equal Medicare, which is the 1.45% times however much money it is. So just divide. How much would you have had to make in order for that to be equal? You got it. Round to the nearest dollar. That'd be an 8. To make you read. Yep. So what do you think? You think a lot of jobs in 2008 made $436,000 a year? Said what? Yeah, somewhere around in there. All right. So up to that point, hopefully pretty simple, pretty easy multiplying. 5 and 6 are both similar. I wanted to give you 2 examples so we can kind of go through the process twice to make sure this is making sense. I'm going to explain it probably 2 different ways to try to be more visual for some of you to understand this next one. Okay? You do have problems like this on your assignment that you're going to do tomorrow. So highlight it, star it, make sure you know, reference back to this. This is the same idea what you're going to do tomorrow. Okay? Noah? Yes, Noah. It is. All right, so example 5. In 1978, Social Security tax was 6.05% up to a maximum income of $17,700. How important is it to know the maximums? It's very important. We need to know the maximums where they fall. If Dawn earned $48,000, find the following. So is she above or below the max? She's way above the max. So we need to make sure we figure out, like, where is she hitting that max. Okay, so question A, what was her monthly gross pay? This is just like what we did. If she's making 48 grand a year, how much do I find out how much she makes every week? Or month. Sorry, month. Sorry, month. I said that wrong. Month. Divided by 12. So we're going to go with 48,000. That's what she makes for the year. Divide it by 12 to find out she makes how much per month? 4,000. All right, so she makes $4,000 per month. Okay, we need to make sure we're recognizing that number right off the bat. All right, so in what month did Dawn reach the maximum taxable Social Security income? So Here, I'm going to kind of draw this out a little bit so you guys can visually see this a little better. All right, so in January, she made how much? She made 4,000. February, she's made 8,000. March, 12,000. She makes 4,000 every month. April, 16,000. Is she over it yet? May? Where's she at in May? 20,000, 16,000 plus 4,000 is 20,000. All right, so in what month did Dawn reach the maximum? She reached it in May. Right, April she was just shy, May she overshot it, right? So May. Now, for those of you who are like, oh my gosh, do I have to do this if it goes to like December? Do I have to like every month do this out? You don't have to. There's another way to do it. But I think this is a very visual. I think you guys like to see the listing. It's a lot easier to understand. The other way to do it is to take the max amount, take your maximum amount, and divide that by your monthly amount. So if I did it that way, 17,700 divided by 4,000, we get about 4.4. 4.4. So what's the fourth month? The fourth month is April, but it's 0.4, so it would have to take to the next month. So those of you who like to just do it and divide it, and that makes sense to you, great. If that does not make sense to you, hopefully this did, where I'm just kind of listing every month where she's at and trying to see when she's reaching that max. Okay, I don't care which option you go with. Noah? No, you need to know the name of the months, Noah. All right, part C. Here we go, guys. How much Social Security tax did Dawn pay in February? So in February, was she over her max yet in February? No, she wasn't over it in February. Okay, how much did she get paid in February? No. How much does she make a month? 4,000. We're not doing the 8,000 because 8,000 is how much she made for the whole year so far. But each month she makes 4,000. So $4,000 for that month, what percent are we doing? 6.05. Multiply that by 0.0605. So in February she paid $242. We're walking just one month at a time, not cumulative all the months. Okay, my listing is cumulatively what she's made for the year. All right, part D, this is where the trickiest part of all of this. How much did she pay in May? Because what happened in May? She went over in May, right? How much over did she go? Oh, right? Because the max amount was 17,700. So we need to figure out, let's look at April. April, she was at 16. Okay, so how much more did she need to get to her max? 1,700 to hit the max? All right, so she gets paid $4,000 every month, right? How much of her 4,000 did she actually have to pay? 1,700, right? So, actually, what am I doing? I don't need to erase that. Sorry. The 1,700, that's how much she actually had to pay to reach that max. The previous month, she was at 16,000. She needed another 1,700 to hit the max. So the rest of her pay for that month, does it matter? No, because she was over. This is what she gets taxed on. Because that's going to put her right at max. She can't pay more than that. how much did she actually pay in May? Good. She paid $102.85. All right. Hold on, guys. Let's make sure we're okay with D, because D is the trickiest part. Okay, D was the trickiest. Let's make sure. In May, that's where she went over. So look at your previous month. She was only $1,700 away. So we just had to use that $1,700, and that's what she got taxed on. So what about in November? Nothing. She's over. So she didn't pay anything in November. She's over. She doesn't have to pay anything over $17,700. Noah? Why should you have to pay more? Think about it. Why should you have to pay more? So get a better job. Let's get a job. Come on. Yeah. Noah, there's one thing about helping people who can't help themselves. Like somebody mentioned veterans and things like that. That's different to me. But to help somebody who doesn't want to do any work on their own, yeah, that to me is a big difference. What? All right. Last one. Similar type of problem. Let's kind of go through it again. Hopefully you see it second time, it'll make more sense to you. All right. What? 0. We did it. All right. So in 1986, guys, 1986, Social Security tax was 7.15% up to a maximum income of $42,000. So here's our max now. If Marcus, see Marcus, I got you in there. If Marcus, earned $51,600, find the following. So is Marcus over? He's over the max. So we're going to have to find where does Marcus kind of level off there. When does he hit that max? So first, though, what is his gross monthly pay? How do we find it? Not 42. Marcus makes $51,600. Let's divide that by 12 so we can find Marcus's monthly pay. Marcus makes $4,300 a month. That would be nice, right? All right. In what month did Marcus reach the maximum taxable income? So again, let's kind of visually see this. January is 4,300. Hey guys, I need you to focus. We're almost done. February would be, add 4,300 onto that, 8,600. March, 12,900. So I'm not over yet. April, May, gosh, that max is 42,000. We got a ways to go. April, May, June. I'm trying to make a visual for those who can't see this. Okay. July, 31,000. August, September, 38. So we're making 4,300 a month. I'm just listening to Jane blindly here. What do we have? Hold on. On to this it is. Was this one right? Sorry. I was listening. I was listening to Jane. Oh, well, hold on. It's not July. Uh-uh. So 12,900 plus 4,300 is 17,200. That one's right. Plus 4,300, 21,500, 4,300, 25,800. Nope, it's 30,000. That's it. It's 30,100. That's where we went wrong. There we go. Plus 4,300 again. 38,700. Have we reached it yet? October gives me 43,000. I'm over. Okay. But the question, again, is there a faster way to do it? Yeah, you could take 42,000, divide it by 4,300, and you're going to find it's going to be 9 point something, which means the 9th month of September, if I go into the next one, it's going to hit me my over part. And again, that's fine. If you get that, great. If it doesn't make sense to you and this makes sense, I don't care. Whatever works for you guys. All right, so at what month did it reach it? October is the month. How much Social Security tax did Marcus pay in February? So how much did Marcus make in February? 4,300 times 0.0715. Bless you. So Marcus paid $307.45. Because February, he only made 4,300. I'm not looking at the total for the year to this point, just February, 4,300. How much tax did he pay in October? October is the month he went over. So if we look at our table, in September, he was at 38,700. How much does he still owe before he hits that maximum? Hold on, guys. I'm not talking about how much over you are. Okay, so if you're 1,000 over, how much do you make a month? All right, guys, in September, we were at 38,700. 42,000 is the max. So if I subtract those, how much did he have to pay before he hit the max? 3,300. Marcus, you said you were 1,000 over. You make 4,300 a month. Take off 1,000. You're at 3,300. That's what you're getting taxed on. 0.715. So how much did he pay in October? $235.95. All right, and then what about the last part? What about November? 0, because he's over.